The pick is reportedly in, but we do not have Adam Silver at the podium yet. I will alert you when he arrives. I'm sorry for those of you who are on a little bit of a delay that there might be a few seconds spoiler here. We're doing the best that we can, but it is better than those mobile notifications that hopefully people turned off from Woj and Shams. I know Woj said he's not doing the tweets this year. I don't know if Shams is or if he is not. I turned the mobile notifications off. I'm not checking my phone for that. So we will see.
Yeah, I don't know if Shams is either. I've been talking to Shams throughout the day just on stuff for the second overall pick, and honestly, I didn't ask him. So yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to do that or not. Let's see here. I'm getting set up with a banner for us to go, and then I have to create another banner here. That's not the right one. Need to get rid of that. Okay. We're all ready. I think we're good. Whenever this pick gets in, it is a wild ride here. Let's assume this is Victor Wembanyama and just talk about this.
We can do that. That's fine.
I think that's right. We haven't talked about this basically since the lottery, just because, it's been a done deal for a while. I feel like with the number 1 overall pick, the San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama is a good thing for the San Antonio Spurs, and B, their roster fits him really well is the important factor here.
Yeah.
They have guys on the wing like Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson who complement one another. Keldon's able to drive and be like that wrecking ball, bowling ball. Devin's able to be like a perimeter shot maker. Please interrupt me whenever they actually.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah.
They have Jeremy Sohan, who's this jack of all trades, as like a 4-man that I think is like genuinely the perfect complement next to Victor Wembanyama. Like almost kind of like Aaron Gordon next to Nikola Jokic in some respect, right? With his ability to handle the ball a little bit, his defensive versatility. There's just a lot of different things that he's going to be able to bring that are going to allow Victor Wembanyama to play the versatile kind of screen coverages that are going to make him so successful. Adam, do we have an official pick?
It seems that we have an official pick. Adam Silver is at the podium. And I have it muted right here so that this is not getting anything. And there it is. The first overall pick, Victor Wembanyama from France.
Love it. So I think that has always been the likely outcome. What in the world happened here? How did that not get saved? Okay, we're clear.
There.
So how do you feel about this fit? Because look, we all know Victor Wembanyama is a star. I just kind of talked about the fit. Maybe let's go with this instead. Do you think Victor Wembanyama is the best prospect since X? Or what is Victor Wembanyama the best prospect since? Maybe is the better question.
I'll go all the way back to LeBron James. It's been 20 years as far as I can tell. I've been covering the draft for 6 now. By far the best prospect I've scouted in that period of time. But been a basketball fan since I was, mid-90s and following players and have a good feel for who's come in the league and who hasn't. Nobody is like him in terms of the diversity of ways that he impacts the game of basketball and the multitude of areas he can dominate in. Unguardable in one-on-one circumstances with his back to the basket. And that's in the mid post where he can turn around jumper over the top of everybody. Drop step dunks whenever he wants the mismatch post with size wise. He can really take anybody off the bounce because of his length that he wants to. There's such a high ceiling for him to tap into offensively. He has turned into a dominant offensive player. What he's always been is a dominant, just a geometry changing player on the defensive end. Blocks shots and protects the rim. Does an unbelievable job of shot deterrence inside the lane and near the basket, which is an underrated part of being a great interior defender. He can show and recover on screens. He can play at the level. He's shown some ability to switch, obviously great from the weak side. But I think he provides such a comparative advantage to everyone else in transition. That's where his game pops the most. He can handle, he can be a rim runner. Those are great traits on offense. Then on defense, he is the shot eraser. If it's a 2-on-1 and Victor Wembanyama is the one, you're probably not scoring unless you take a jump shot. It's unbelievable how he just changes the entirety of the game by being out there. Really humble, mature kid. I'm sure everyone has seen the JJ Redick podcast from earlier this week and some of the clips going around about how he's like a mini philosopher and a really well-adjusted kid to be in this position. Every indication is that he's going to make it. And when you combine that with the monstrous upside and the impact he's already shown in a professional league, this checks every single box.
It's right. I completely agree with you. I think that he ticks every box except for maybe like the ability to stay on the court long term. Last year, he missed some time with injuries while playing a schedule that was a little bit more onerous than it was this season while playing with Metropolitans, where he's playing once every like 6 days or so. But that is the ultimate splitting of hairs. I agree with Adam. I think he is the best prospect since LeBron James. I think LeBron was the best prospect basically since Kareem, having done all sorts of research on this previously. There are a number of players that I think you can compare Victor Wembanyama to. I think Arvydas Sabonis is an interesting name. I think that certainly Ralph Sampson is a name that will come up for people across the NBA as somebody that Victor Wembanyama compares to. I also believe that Bill Walton is a name too. It is a fascinating group of players that he compares to. All of them were great. Ralph Sampson just got hurt, unfortunately. And Bill Walton's a Hall of Famer. Arvydas Sabonis is a Hall of Famer. These guys that are generational prospects, they're generational prospects for a reason. And they tend not to miss barring injury. That's the reality. And I'm excited.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer. Wemby getting emotional here in his sit-down interview on ESPN, I think shows a lot about him too, that even though this has been a foregone conclusion, he cares so much about the moment. He cares and puts, in a delicate way, he puts the pressure on himself to live up to this hype. I love Vic as a person. I love him.
And for people who don't know, Shams is doing picks, it looks like, just as a heads up. We are not going to go with Shams's picks and stay out front. We're going to stay with the show, essentially. That way we can kind of talk through these guys a little bit more, do so a little bit more substantially. We think it'll be fun. Adam will let me know whenever the next pick comes up, obviously. Yeah. But we do have a pick, and it'll be intriguing for people to react. In terms of Wembanyama moving forward, is there a specific kind of point guard? Is there a specific kind of player that you would like to see San Antonio target in free agency?
I would just say throw out the traditional labels of position types when you have a guy like Victor Wembanyama. I think that what the Spurs already have with him means you can build a dominant defense with length and perimeter pressure everywhere. I wouldn't want to sacrifice that by getting a certain point guard. I also think that it means that offensively, you're looking for skills more so than positions of players. You need more shooting. You probably need a good pick and roll threat who can throw lobs up to him. That's something that's missing on the roster right now. And maybe a guy who's a really good mid-range pull-up shooter if the roll gravity that Victor Wembanyama brings is something teams try to take away a little bit more. You need to be able to punish teams who overreact to him as a roller. So those are some things I would look for. Like Austin Reeves as a name has been a fit we've talked about for a while. It makes sense to me.
That's the one. If I was San Antonio, I would be chasing Austin Reeves. Like, I think that is the guy that makes the absolute most sense in the world for the San Antonio Spurs moving forward. As a versatile piece, he does not stop you from going out and finding an elite level point guard, an elite level creator if you want to. He does not stop you from, having him as playing the point guard, right? There's just a number of different things.